I can see their names.
Look, I got glasses
I
for
can't
a
even
reason.
see their names.
Maybe you should consider getting glasses. They're pretty good.
Not gonna lie.
That's a new invention, by the way.
Not. Wow. Wow.
I'm not gonna lie, that was like borderline offensive. Even I felt that.
All right, jumping into the draft. Bigatron batting out Valentina as well as Claude. It looks like Bigatron Alpha is the second pick here, and Echo is the first. And it looks like Echo not changing their bands.
Same approach. Oh,
Yeah.
they switch sides, right? Bigatron here with the second pick.
because of the order, I'm guessing Echo is first pick.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a fair assumption here. So with Echo being on blue side and then looking at Bigatron going on to the red side, having second pick,
Okay.
it's great for the second phase. And I think that's
They
going
hurt
to be, yeah, I mean, it's going to be very helpful for them because at least they can respond exactly how they want to against Echo rather than just being like, here are a bunch of questions that you have to answer. Oh no, I've run out of questions to give.
Now the question is, Sanford, does he want a first pick Joy here?
Joy Uranus again is also open. Is it worth to pick it up first pick here? Because last time it was third pick, right? The Uranus. Let's see here.
No, because
Eve
like
banned out though.
Sanford is just like, yeah, just give me anything. Trust me, it'll be great. But
I'll deliver.
yeah, Kaja first pick for JP.
Okay. Kaja super early on. This is rather strange, right? You go, I mean, yes, JP played like a very, I would say very flashy in game number one. Honestly, borderline disrespectful even.
Sometimes helping out Bigatron.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, okay, sure. What's the play here coming out from Echo, right? BTR, we'll see what the response is. There might be some minor adjustments if there's a good time to actually, if there is a good time to, oh, I was about to say steal away the Eve, but they've already banned it out. So
Yeah.
one problem solved.
No, that's why I said they heard you. Don't let Sanji get the Eve.
Sorry, I'm just gonna move this box just a little bit so I can see the bands better. All right, now we see the oh, bad. The Farmist and as well as the Uranus, and it feels like even though Yves is banned, Bigatron's like, I am you, brother.
Yeah.
They don't care. And a very good pickup as well here with the Uranus, but the Deroth is open.
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Do they really?
Yeah.
There you go. Deroth and perhaps one good hero. You know what? Sakura Claude here just makes sense.
I mean, if it wasn't banned out, they would have guaranteed locked it in, bro.
You have to move your box as well.
Yeah, I need to move my box
Yeah.
as well.
All right, so
Okay,
we see the Farsa. Once again, an artillery mage coming in for someone like Sanji is always going to be devastating, but at least it is punishable.
Yeah. You know what? Here, oh!
That's what
Wait,
I'm talking
what?
about.
I was about to say they need some kind of burst. It's kind of bursty.
Easy backline access, and more so, at least the early game is probably going to be a lot better for Bigatron.
Now they gotta ban out those very annoying junglers. Yeah, ban out the Boxia, ban out the Fredrin. Because you don't want to get invaded, man.
Or Brody, right, who also is good in that gold lane.
True.
Going up against a Fanny, perhaps one Fredrin, one
I almost want to
Brody
say
here.
Boxia, man. And right now, Boxia feels more annoying than the Fredrin, but never mind us. We're not good about the game. They're banning out Martis.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so they ban out the Martis. They know that they have like a lot of damage from the two picks from Echo side, the Dyroth as well as Farsa. I kind of get it. If they are going with Gani's idea, they're probably going to ban out the Boxia alongside it. But let's see what Echo does. They get rid of the Franco. Okay, so suppression, same situation again.
I mean, Joy's still open.
Joy is still open.
I
but
mean, Joy Jungle if they want it.
Joy Jungle is a possibility, but Brody, why I feel like Bigatron has an option to let it go is because they have the first pick in that second phase, right? Which perhaps they might pick it up for themselves here. So, yeah, they might commit to another fighter jungler here towards the ban. Fredrin? Or...
It's personal preference, right? Whatever Bigatron decides to ban out, there's got to be a very good reason for it. It's not like, get rid of the flex pick, making sure that it's not awkward for them, and now Echo has to respond.
Ooh, I don't know. What will they ban? Kadita is still open, by the way, guys.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Do they really care about the Kadita? I feel like yes, you could put Farmers in the support position and then Candida into the mid, or vice versa. It really depends on how they want to play it. But I feel like Echo, at the end of the day, their composition, especially when you have that Dairoth, like, yes, team fights sound like a good idea, but Dairoth is kind of just there half the time, right? Unless they have a strong 4, which I think is a little bit more important for Echo's side, they're probably looking for some bigger tanks at the very least. Get rid of the 1-1. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, 1-1 getting banned out. So here, again, I kind of feel like Saken's Beatrice just now is pretty good. Don't know whether they want to lean on that again or just like what Gani said, just pick up the Brody so that the Fanny will have a better time. And again, Brody is still pretty good, legit pretty good. And you kind of don't want to give that again with the Kaja. Because Kaja flickers in, catches anyone, and then like what, 2-3 basic attacks and it's done? I mean, if it's not done, then just torn apart memory.
I guess. I mean, if Bigatron wants to deny it away, that'd be perfectly fine as well. We'll see how this goes. Beatrix once again, yep.
Whoa, so it will ignore.
If it ain't broke, man.
If it ain't broke.
The answer to all your problems, just have a lot of money.
Yeah.
If you throw enough cash at it, it probably will disappear.
Yeah.
True.
Advice for you kids.
Advice for the
Study
next
hard,
generation.
work hard, get a lot of money.
All right, let's come back to Echo as they need to finish off their lineup, right? They see the Fanny, and it looks like I don't think it's going to be as oppressive. They can still technically go for the Boxia if they want to. They don't have a lot of peel. There's a lot of damage, a lot of pick-up potential from Echo's side. So it's either they lean into that even more, or they start to diversify. And this is they're actually leaning into it even more.
Whoa. I mean, it makes sense because the lack of CC, which finally they respond with an Atlas, the Karina was picked.
Wow, okay.
But now with an Atlas, it's going to be very interesting.
It's going to be super interesting because Superfin is going to use it. I don't know how to feel about this, so I'm just going over to Mirko and Eterna.
And to us, you are. Wow, all right. What an amazing and surprising last pick there into the Atlas for the side of Bigatron Alpha. And I gotta say, I think it works really well against the competition coming in from Echo, where they picked up something like the Karina, the Dairoth, Kaja, Brody, who are relatively short-ranged.
We've spoken about this, Eterna, literally behind the scenes. We just spoke about why maybe Key was opted in instead of Moreno. The flexibility between these two, Key and Vin. Usually when you see an Atlas pick, it's Key who actually goes on the Atlas and Vin will then go on the Faramis. I don't know if this is going to be the case. We did see earlier that no swaps were there towards the end. So maybe, just maybe, they feel like, you know what, Vin's a roamer, let's keep it that way.
Okay, we'll see. Because if it wasn't Key, that's a power pick. We've seen that all the way since, I don't remember how many seasons ago. And
7.
He's been, like that moment under the turret.
Against Onyx.
Dude, that's still seared into my memory. Trauma.
It was pretty traumatic as everyone who was rooting against Bigatron Alpha at the time.
Of course.
But here, I mean, we gotta take a look at JP, man, because I think, me personally as well, I'm feeling a bit of trauma after game number 1. JP literally just nailed Bigatron Alpha down with those divine judgments.
So with that, let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 2. Remember, it's down to a 1-0. If Bigatron can't secure this point for themselves, they're gonna be brought down to the lower bracket. None other by the Orcas. So you can see here with the Karina in the jungle, that's something that we don't see too often. Is it going to work?
We'll have to see. Again, I think this is the first pick that we've ever seen for the Karina in Snapdragon Pro Series Challenge Final. So it really comes down to how Zyda plays. And knowing he's very invasive, knowing he's very aggressive in the early game, honestly, this pick synergizes really well with his playstyle. So if he's able to steal a few more camps against Super Ken again and get a massive lead where neutral objectives becomes 100-0 for him, it's all good.
Okay, and looking at the emblems here, looking very interesting. You can see that Zyda on the Karina opted for a little bit more penetration that I thought he might go for boots instead, but I guess he's looking for the damage here.
Yeah, so it's not going to be Karina tank, I believe, unless he wants to just rely on the base damage with some more penetration and even the mage emblem. We'll have to see about that. I do think, however, if he does go for damage, it's going to be very, very good for them. They can burst down almost everyone, even the frontliners. So Rizzo doesn't know that Zyda's there. You can see the damage coming down already as Superfan rotates up top. But Echo are first here, and they will surely take the dub in this trade.
Now, though, you can see that Zyda isn't playing the Karina like he played on the Baxia. He's a little bit more non-aggressive. It looks like he's more focused on picks rather than the... Oh, JP! Forcing a flicker right before the turtle. That's a really good resource there, taken out by Bigatron Alpha.
Oh, Sanford with a bit of a misplay though. Now Soriza with a flicker forward. Coming down, still stunned up. Key trying to splash a bit more damage with Super Bin. Now comes to the back. Sanford still able to dash out. Sanji with a feather airstrike. Well played. Echo got out of that sticky situation with their mechanics.
How is that possible? 0-0 still in the first 3 minutes of the game. None of them have even collapsed on the turtle. That's still the last thing on their minds. You can see that both of these teams, they're really focused on getting these picks, especially on those side lanes. But up to this point, both of them have read each other quite well.
Echo have still been a bit more aggressive though, and just as I say it, literally, they just do it. They are more aggressive. They know how to read Super Vin. And now without a roamer, now even with Zyda having a level lead, but Super Cat now jumping back inside with the cables. JP, half HP, doesn't have the Divine Judgment. Super Cat with a lot of damage coming down. Sorizo acting as the front line. But the airstrike coming down now onto Sorizo, soaking up that damage, has the Consecration, has yet to pop it off. And it's going to be the turtle dance this time. Bigatron still holding on to it.
Vin's back though. Vin's back with the Fatal Links as well, so they can't go in for a, I would say, unthinking protrusion into that turtle, and so they don't, right? Super Vin's presence alone is enough to stave off Echo there, but that was almost a good play for Echo. Meanwhile, on the top side, you know, the Sorizo, being able to get a little bit of an advantage in that lane, especially with how fast Super Ken is on the Fanny. The fact that he's able to mobilize onto the top lane, to the bottom lane, give a little bit more pressure here and there. Certainly what we saw from game number 1 with Echo holding most of the map pressure, we were really not going to see that here in game number 2.
Yeah, Bigatron Alpha definitely adjusting towards what Echo were able to bring in game number 1. But it still stays true though. Echo, they're a team who likes going for these neutral objective skirmishes even while behind, back at M4. With this lineup, it does seem like they're a bit more calculated, right? Not going for the neutral objective contest early on, understanding that they do not have as much pressure early, so they're waiting for that power spike. And when it hits in the mid-game, the Brody and the Farsa, heck, even the Karina and the Dyra, the whole comp, it's a mid-game power spike comp.
But I like what Gideon mentioned during the draft.
What did he mention?
He was like, Sanji is given a high artillery mage with a lot of damage, but this time, because it's not on the Eve, it's on the Farsa, that allows and gives a little bit of space for Bigatron Alpha to punish. And we see that, right? Sanji opens up that feather airstrike. You can finally see the dive coming in through. Maybe Sorizo was one of the things that we saw on the top side, and that alone is enough to prevent that damage from going through. So it really depends on how these teams are. Oh my god, well, not like that!
Oh, maybe like that. Zyda, follows through. Buys a Starlium site now, but hey man, I don't know. I say something, it happens. You say something, it happens. Maybe we should stop saying things.
It's not a curse though, because I was saying good things about...
We're
oh,
blessing,
no.
yeah, technically?
Well, I guess it depends.
I mean, if you're an Echo fan, that was definitely a curse. You don't want Sanji to be picked off like that.
I didn't mean it like that.
Okay, it's fine, it's fine. But the Echo fans will take it that way.
No, you won't.
Alright, you love Yaoi, so it's all good.
They need to check this thing that I just uploaded, right? It's on the back of my phone, but back into the game here. 5 minutes, 6 minutes has elapsed. Already a hugely different picture that we saw in game number 1. It's a new drawing coming in from Bigatron Alpha. Already with a 400 gold lead, it's kind of going back and forth at this point, but this time around, we don't see outplay popping off too much from that early game, right? We don't see that snowball, and you can see Bigatron Alpha now already setting up for the next neutral objective. All the resources are up. The one thing that we need to highlight is the fact that both Zyda and Super Ken are on the same level, but even so, Echo, they're not going to commit.
Calculation, remember what we mentioned earlier. This Echo isn't the Echo we know from M4 and MPL Peach Season 11. It is an Echo that is a bit more calculative in a way they take these team fights. Bigatron Alpha, though, if you want to play systematically, if you do not utilize that chaos, Bigatron Alpha are the systematic team. They understand how to utilize early game leads, neutral objective takes, and play it very disciplined and slow. And that's what we were seeing here with the lack of team fights. Oh, there you go, JP! He wants team fights! He wants to get in!
And that's a lot of damage. put onto him. And so that's going to be a good pick there for Echo on Cerezo. But once again, look at Bigatron just trading back in advantage to them. And Super Cat! No way! He gets outplayed in a 2v1 against Zaida as well as Sanji. So now that is a good trade back for Echo, 2 for 2.
See? Make it chaotic. That's the Echo Express. That's how you play the game for Echo. That's their signature style.
Their oomph. The oomph.
Even from the items, you can see the
Yeah.
We kind of said it. Zaida will go damage. Yes, full damage. No longer tank Karina. The boring Karina is no longer.
I mean, we don't know yet.
No.
Right?
Please
We
don't.
only see the Starlium side so far. So she might go for hybrid later on, build a little bit of more defense. Or, you know, like you guys keep saying, you know, the best defense is a good offense. So full damage.
Exactly, man. Exactly. That's what I've been saying in my streams as well. Just go full damage, fight it out, and don't be a nerd.
But what if you're behind like this? Oh, Echo in the bottom lane.
Oh, torn apart memory. Cerezo still surviving now. Full on engage. Superfin with a good, perfect match on the JP. Cerezo jumping in. Superfin! Oh no! He goes for the fatal ace, but it's onto the air. JP still falling. Super Ken picks that kill up. Bigatron Alpha still holding on to the lead. Nobody saw that. It's fine.
It's fine. No one saw that.
No one saw
that. Okay, now you guys can look back at the screen, right? Because that was so unfortunate for Echo. They went in for a pick, should have worked out, but how Bigatron Alpha worked was they were able to counter-engage so well and actually take JP down in the process. So he's not going to be around just yet. Okay, well, now he's up. And both of these teams, they're looking and eyeing for the next prize, which is definitely this Lord. So Rizzo already there, trying to bait out Echo, trying to give information for his team as well. And there you go, Zaida, Holy Crystal, damage!
I love Zaida. You know, you mentioned Zaida, he's good, but he's no Carl Teasy. Yeah, he's not Carl Teasy. He goes full damage this time around.
Say that.
Someone clip it, play it, or it was in group stage, somewhere in Echo game, all right? So with the Holy Crystal, though, we saw the burst to Super Ken without the Holy Crystal.
Yeah.
Now with the Holy Crystal, these members, if they are ever caught low, the team's gonna get wiped.
Here we go, JP already concealed play.
Perfect match, though, to cancel it out. Still the Divine Judgment coming through, but Superfin is able to take it out. No Divine Judgment. Super Ken is online now with no lockdown. Only the Brody, the reliable source of that CC, single target.
Yeah, they're resetting once again here as well. You can see Supervin not going to be able to utilize it so far, but what is able to be utilized is the fact that Super Ken in that top lane can go in for the push onto these waves. And I think wave management is one of the huge themes coming in from both of these teams because of the way that they play. They don't exactly go for that strong engage, but I might be wrong. Supervin already going for a pick. He doesn't find it.
No, but he did exactly what he wanted to do. Oh, he just...
We didn't see it
Nobody
again.
saw that. No, Vin, my goodness, another one. Outplayed! Wow! I thought it was just the Benny special. Turns out it's every gold laner who plays for Echo. Ken gets out. Echo with 1 kill to trade for that Lord.
Oh man. We went blind twice.
Yeah, that was a... it was blinding because Echo were able to sidestep away from everything.
Yeah, I agree. If you want to be optimistic about it, but here it is. Echo, they unfortunately aren't able to get that Lord, so it is still going to be pushing there in that top side. And meanwhile, they are looking for trades elsewhere, but Bigatron Alpha really quick for the read. And the cool thing about the Karina is that we haven't seen the Karina too often, even though that she's technically a counter towards MMs, like basic attack MMs. So let's say Bigatron Alpha, Saken, deals a lot of damage. That's Zaida being able to push through all of it, no?
Yeah, it's going to be actually really hard to get through to the Karina, but if you are a marksman, if you are Socket. But the thing is, there's so much ability damage coming in from Bigatron Alpha. Whoa, the Divine Judgment only on the Superfin though. Still able to escape here. Again, back to the point, so much ability damage. Skirmishes, even the Bennett coming down with the Bennett's Rage, that is an ability. Even the ultimate, I think that you cannot actually immune from that with the Karina. So Bigatron Alpha have kind of drafted in a way where the Karina can only evade from Saken.
All right, we'll see. For their airstrike already opened up. You can see the damage. They're just using it to be able to clear so far because if we're looking at the map, it's definitely red this time around a completely different story than what we saw in game number 1. It really all depends on JP here. Honestly, he needs to find a good pickoff.
Really tough this game, right? There's so many frontliners. Good dodge away from the perfect match. JP looking for the Divine Judgment, but Cerezo's kind of baiting it as well. Conceal, Super Vin, back into the bush, bush control. BTR Alpha picks up the tier 2 up in the mid lane, and it's all tier 2s taken out.
Wait, look at Zyda. He's been there for so long. I don't think Bigatron know where they are right now.
No?
He's looking for a pick.
He's looking for Sakin.
Oh,
he spots him again.
Super again?
Oh, Zyda!
Oh my
Zyda!
God!
Zyda! Oh, Zyda gets out. Zyda gets out. 3 calls. And it's almost as if nobody was there.
No, they'll never know.
Echo are usually loud, but in that case, they were just proud.
And quiet.
Yeah.
Did I ruin
quiet.
it? Sorry.
I mean, it was supposed to be a play on their name, but
I know,
sorry,
but
Turna.
it's okay, it's okay. I mean, right now, Bigatron Alpha, healthy lead, 3,000 here in the 12th minute of the game. Quite curious as to how the items are shaping up, but it might have to wait here as the Lord already spawning here in the Land of Dawn. You can see Super Vin already looking for a pick. The only person that can evade is Sanji with that Purify. But with that Feather Airstrike opened up really early. Interesting.
Yeah. That was an opener Feathered Airstrike. I think he's relying on getting the cooldowns here. Sanford knows where Supercan is. The whole team knows where he is. JP has the flicker. Conceal. Popped it. Oh! JP! Beautiful! Lead done. Now Echo have the lead. Bigatron Alpha, they can't even contest this.
I think they want to though. Look at this. Key conceal plays. They're gonna go for the fatal links.
On the JP, penetrate coming out with an airstrike on the back. Sanji instantly cancels it out right now with 2 members knocked up by the Lord. They're gonna go inside up, picks up the Lord. 1, 4, 2. Sanji in the midst of it all, Sakin getting him down. Super Vin running him down. Perfect match connecting. Cerezo with a flicker forward, outplayed. Now gonna be brought back to the team. 4 for 1.
What is Shadow Stampede coming out from a Bigatron Alpha? That's 4 members taken down for the price of 1. A Lord as well for Echo. But it looks like Bigatron Alpha with a healthy 5. They're going to look to end.
Zyda now jumping it. Oh my goodness, almost does it. But Bigatron Alpha equalize in game